us today. I'm going to go over an application we developed at Dovetail Biopartners to help people be compliant, be secure, and easily access reports, compliance reports within their AWS infrastructure. And also, this application allows you to look at your cost assessment and easily identify where you're spending within your AWS infrastructure. Also, makes it much easier than going inside AWS Cloud and trying to find the different type of services you're paying for. We made it much easier and direct for you to see what exactly you're spending on within your infrastructure. So starting off, I'll just go in and sign in with my ID. The way you sign up for this is just clicking the sign up button, enter your first name, last name, and your email ID and a password, and then click sign up, and you should be good to go. I already have an ID, so I'll just go ahead and sign in. After this, you can see that we have these icons here. We're in the development of Azure and GCP, but AWS is good to go for now in terms of our key features, but we're always developing, always making, always adding new ideas, new features to make things better. But the way this works is you click the accounts, and accounts is going to let you add an account, and basically what an account in here is, it's like your access key, secret key, which is going to be inside your AWS account, and it needs to have full access to AWS Security Hub and your billing and cost management. Those are the only permissions it needs in order for it to parse data in from your AWS infrastructure and basically make it easier for you to see what's going on inside your AWS infrastructure. So I'm gonna start adding the account. Basically, like I said, this is just an AWS access key and secret key that has access inside your infrastructure in order for you to make some changes. Or here you would select the region which your workloads are in, your machine learning, hopefully, or your compute environments, your databases. Usually the default region is US East 1, and that's where we have our test environments for this application. So I'll just go ahead and add that. So as you can see, the account got added successfully. Security hub findings were retrieved, and they were uploaded to S3 successfully. So what this application does, it automatically takes your security hub findings, cleans up that data in security hub. It's pretty like annoying the way you go inside there, and then there's just too many different options. What we did is just we made it easier for people to see the key things that they really need, right? So what this does is just it parses that data and puts it into S3 securely encrypted within your own AWS infrastructure. So next, after I have my account added and it's active, what I'll do is I'll go to cost assessment. We can check out the costs in our infrastructure. What are we spending on, right? So here's like a dashboard we have, like really easy to see compared to AWS cost and billing. If you go inside AWS and look at cost and billing services, there's just too many options. It's gonna take you time to find out what you really need, what's gonna bring you value, right? So this is what we did here. We made it easy for you to see what you're spending your spending your resources on, right? So the total cost for the past year, easy to see right there. Month to date cost, forecasted cost for the month, high spent service, last month's total cost, and over here we have a service wise cost breakdown. So the specific AWS services you're spending on. As you can see, EC2 is like our high spent right now for the month. Not much because this is just a test account. So even this, made a clean line graph. You can see our yearly costs per month. So January to January 2025, and here we have the detailed cost breakdown. So this is the cool part, right? You can scroll through your different AWS services you're spending on, and you can also download a CSV report. It'll download directly into your downloads folder, and you can open it up and take a look at it, or download a PDF as well. Yeah, so here we have a CSV version of it if you want to send it out to your management team. Management teams are always asking for reports, so we just made it easier for you to quickly download your cost situation in your AWS account. But yep, this is a CSV copy of your bill. And then if you go to total cost, we have a view more link. So the view more link over here, you can see more details. Total cost for the last 30 days gives you the billing period that you're seeing. Again, high spent service, and the current cost for this month to date. And then this is the cool part: AWS cost details, right? You can expand each one. You can see exactly like the usage quantity in terms of hours, whatever AWS Amplify charges you by, or I'm sorry, not hours, but specific metric that AWS charges you by. We're gonna actually update that and give you specific specific quantity or the metric that you're being charged for. So you'll see that soon. But the cool part here is you get recommendations. It feeds right into GPT, and the cool part is that it doesn't expose any of your confidential data. It's just getting a recommendation on how to improve your costs in AWS Amplify for the specific AWS service, right? So it's just going to feed into GPT and output a recommendation on how to improve your costs. So on, you can do it with any of these services. EC2 is always a popular one. EC2, get recommendations. So yeah, this is our cost breakdown. Even again, you can download it as a CSV or PDF. It's made it easier for you to quickly get reports. Again, a more granular way to view your costs for month to date. It's the same setup. You can get your recommendations and look at the month to date costs and get you recommendations from GPT. Next is our vulnerability page. So these are the findings that we have from your AWS account, which is going to tell us, hey, what's wrong? Where are you failing inside your account, or what's exposed, or where do we see some risks inside your AWS account where we can tighten it up or harden it to make things more secure. So what we have here are all the findings that were collected from Security Hub and parsed into our own application, and you can see that this account doesn't have much that many workloads existing in it, which is good, and that's why you don't see that many vulnerabilities. But again, you can expand on these vulnerabilities, right? You can see the specific resource, which is your account, and then the ARN, which is the exact Security Hub finding ID, right? Like what Security Hub categorizes this at and identifies it as, and then the description of this failed check, so of this control, and it's telling you exactly what's wrong and why this resource needs to be fixed. And this is a critical vulnerability which needs to be remediated, and we made it easier for you to understand how to fix this by getting that recommendation. So in here you can see how to exactly make the change inside your AWS environment to make that fix. So then this warning and this vulnerability check would get remediated, and you'd be up to standards. And this is the cool part where you can use the AWS CLI to make the exact commands to make the fix inside your AWS infrastructure. So you can choose to execute it directly from our application, but that would require you to give IAM permissions to this specific AWS service in order to make that remediation fix. Or you can take this command and copy it into your terminal and run it against your AWS infrastructure. Yeah, and then we can move on to some compliance forms, right? We have PCI compliance. So PCI compliance it's a common compliance standard that is followed in the financial industry as well as biotech, bioinformatics, especially ones who are using a lot of transactional operations. So we have this compliance check built in our application, so you can see exactly what's compliant and what's not compliant, where you're meeting standards, or where you're not meeting standards in your AWS infrastructure. So you can directly see it here, and then you can download the same exact things you see here into a PDF report if you need to send it to your management or your team that manages compliance. So we made it very easy for you. You can just download this PDF report and send it to your compliance team. Same thing with HIPAA. So we have our HIPAA standards that we've identified with our experience working with different bioinformatic companies, with healthcare companies, understanding that, hey, in AWS, you need to meet these standards in order to be HIPAA compliant. And if you're not, our application is going to tell you exactly where you're not compliant in terms of the code that we've implemented to make those checks for compliance or non-compliance. Again, you can download this report. So we have your HIPAA compliance check report. You can send this out to your cloud team or your compliance team if they want to see what's compliant, what's not compliant, your auditing team. We're always enhancing this report, and we're going to keep on adding more and more checks to make things better. But this is our idea on how we're going to scale out and add new features and make our application into a compliance check security cost assessment check, a vulnerability check, all in one. Um, but yeah, again, you can we have a feature where you can have multiple accounts, right? If you have multiple AWS accounts, you can add separate accounts, add your keys. So it's possible to add more than one account inside this application to and select that, and then you can select that specific AWS account here, and then it would parse the data in terms of cost, vulnerability, and compliance checks. Thank you so much for watching. Please reach out to us. We're happy to make adjustments, improve our application. We want users to try out our application and give us new ideas. We're always innovating and making things better for our clients and our partners. Thank you for watching.